Okay, so if you want to grow up to be an artist, graphic design is one of the things that you can choose, one of the jobs that you can have as an artist. A graphic designer designs lettering, designs logos for companies. If you take a look at these, see which ones really stand out to you. That is the sign of a good graphic design. We're going to be doing block lettering with our names, and you want your block lettering, your name to stand out more than everybody else's. So let's get started.
Hello, my second graders. Okay, so you're going to have a long piece of paper like this. Some of you are going to have several pieces of paper because your name is pretty long. If your name is 4 letters or less, then you're going to include the first initial of your last name. So if my name was John Frank, then it's 4 letters, so I would do John and then F on the end. So just so you know. All right, so we want to start this out by making block letters that really stand out. So you're going to be doing all capitals. You're going to go almost to the top of the paper and almost to the bottom of the paper with every single letter. If you don't go almost to the top and almost to the bottom, I'm going to have you erase it and try again. So I'm starting out with pencil. Usually pencil isn't that visible on these videos, so we'll see how it goes, but it is important that you use pencil. It is important that you use your pencil lightly, though I'm not going to use my pencil lightly so that you can see it. All right, so I'm going to do Ciati because that's how everybody knows me. I'm going to do almost to the top and almost to the bottom. And I'm going to leave enough space to have the whole big capital letter C. So I'm going to come up here, curve around almost to the top, curve around over here, almost to the bottom, and come up around the same place where that came up. Okay, so now I'm going to skip a little space. I want a little space in between letters, and almost at the top, I'm going to make my I. And then I'm going to come down. Just a regular capital I that's almost to the top and almost to the bottom of the paper. Okay, the next letter is O, so I'm going to come almost to the top and almost to the bottom. And there's my O. Then I'm going to do the T, which I'm skipping a little bit of space and almost to the top. And almost to the bottom. Notice I'm doing all capital letters. You're going to do all capital letters as well, not just the first one. Okay, another T. Oh, that's probably not enough space to skip, but well, I already did it. Almost to the top, almost to the bottom. And then the last letter is I. And I'm going to go skip a little space. Almost to the top, do that capital last letter, and almost to the bottom. Okay, so now I have my name almost to the top, almost to the bottom of my whole paper. If I had a longer name, I would get another piece of paper. It really doesn't matter how many pieces of paper you need, it's fine. Okay, so now I am going to do my block lettering. Now, block lettering is pretty much you're just making a force field around your regular letter. So I'm actually going to switch to a color so you can see the difference. You're still going to be doing this in pencil, but I just want you to see the difference in what it is. Maybe I should use a Sharpie. Yeah, I'll use a Sharpie. Okay. So you're still going to use a pencil because you might make a mistake and you want to be able to erase it. But I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to make a force field around this letter. And I want it to be pretty thick. If I made a skinny force field, it's not good graphic design. You can't read that really well, and you might as well have not written a block letter at all. So I'm going to go across here like this. This is going to be the base of how I go around the letter in a block style. Oop, let me show you what the top of the paper is. So I'm gonna come around here. I'm going like maybe a finger distance away from the line. So it's like a force field protecting that original C letter. Now I'm gonna come across like this. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Maybe like a finger distance away from the line. So it's a nice thick letter. You want a nice thick letter. Okay, there's my C. Now, to make it just the block letter, I'm going to go ahead and erase that original C that I did. Now, I did it really hard with the pencil so that you could see it on video, so it's not erasing well, but hopefully you did it really light and it will be erasing well. So that's a C. I'm gonna go to the I. I'm gonna come down from the top, go around, and let's say for this one, I did not make it really thick. Let's go right next to the line right here to make it a super skinny line to show you how that doesn't look great. So I'm gonna go right next to the line. I probably have maybe a pencil width right next to the line, right next to the line, right next to the line, and come down here. So that's not that great. It's a skinny line. I might as well not have done it in block lettering because it almost looks the same as if just drawing it with a thick marker, maybe. So if I erase that, it's not as impactful as this. This is bold, this stands out, this doesn't. This is wimpy. So an O, I'm gonna go around, touching the top, touching the bottom. This is why we almost went to the top and almost went to the bottom. And I'm gonna go on the inside. Remember, you're like a finger distance away from your pencil line. And there's my O. I can erase the middle part. Now, if you did it too hard with the pencil and it's showing up like mine is showing up, then it's not gonna matter at the end. Maybe when we start coloring this in, you can use a darker color instead of a lighter color because the darker color will just go right over that. The T. You can see how that's a nice bold T. And I'm just gonna go to the top here because I don't wanna do that top line. I just wanna use the top as my line. T here, nice bold line, a finger distance away from the line. I went all the way to the bottom. That's pretty good. And the I. So this is a good I that I'm doing. I'm doing a finger distance away. Or more. This is a bold I. Okay, so now I have my name right here. If you finish this and you erase all the lines in the middle, then you can pick your color. You only get one color, so pick wisely. Whatever color you choose is fine, and you're going to be coloring in your letters. We are eventually going to be cutting these out, so if you go outside of the line, it's no big deal. Not at all today. So pick your color. Like I have to pick a thick marker that I don't really have. I only have like skinny markers right here. So I'm not going to use this to color in all of this because that would take 3,000 days. So let me go find a thick marker so I could show you how to color. Okay, so I have these markers now. These are perfect. These are broad line markers. And I said I wanted to cover up what couldn't be erased. So I could pick a blue or a purple or even this turquoise color. So I think I'm gonna pick this. If you did your lines lightly, you can pick any color at all. You could pick yellow, you could pick this light pink, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter if you did your lines really light and they erased well. So I'm going to use this turquoise, and I'm going to start with my C. Now, to do this in the neatest way possible, you want your marker to be going the same way all over the place. If I go like this, it's messy. I'm missing all these bald spots. I'm going to have to go over that a billion times, okay? And you can see over here, my marker is running out of ink because I'm going so fast with it, the marker can't catch up to refill the ink. So what you want to do, this is a broad line marker. It means that you can use the marker on this side and it covers a good deal of space. So if I'm angling my marker to use just the side, and I'm going to go up. Do you see how much that colors in? A whole lot. Now in the same direction, I'm going to go down here. Ooh, what is that? That looks green. That's fantastic. I am loving that. So it's only taken 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only taken 4 passes for me to finish this whole part, where I finished that whole part a lot quicker, but I have to go back and do all of these little bald spots, which is going to take forever. There's no bald spots on here. Okay, so I'm going to go back and forth. I'm trying to keep in the same direction. Remember, if you go over the black line, if you go over outside of your letter, that is okay because we are cutting these out. I could even go outside the letter on purpose if it makes it easier. I'm going nice and slow so the marker has a chance to catch up to refill the ink as I go. So don't come to me and say, oh, my ink is out of this marker. Well, you can come to me and I'll test it. But most of the time when kids come to me, it is not out of ink. You're just using the marker wrong. And you gotta wait for it to catch up. Catch up, catch up. Okay, so if I did this part right here, I'd have to go in here. That's probably not a good way to use the marker, so it can't catch up. It's too fast. Although I colored this whole part pretty fast, right? So, but if you do this wild stuff, then you have to go back. You have to get all of those little bald spots. All the white has to be gone. Now, if you compare this part to this part looks a lot better. It looks a lot neater. It stands out more. Your eye doesn't get lost in all the little differences in this dark turquoise and then this light turquoise. So this is much better. I am really digging that had green on it. I don't know why it had green on it, but that looks really cool to me. Okay, this little one is obviously easier. Ooh, there's more green. It's easier to color in because I just have to do like 1 or 2 passes on each part. Can I do just 1 pass on this whole part? Yes. So there I go, I done. Okay, so I'm not gonna fill up all your time, but you're gonna completely cover all of your letters. Make sure that you erase first. I did not erase my last 3 letters, so I need to do that first before I start the color. But then you pick whatever color you want. You do not use different colors. You only use one color. And we'll see how far we get today. Have fun.